Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss sports analogies, football and chess, calling plays, the Notre Dame Box. We also touch on Bo Derek, Farrah Fawcett, Belichick and Brady, intuition, hot bettors from Houston, and Ed's all-star beach volleyball team. Oh, dude, you got the hat on. Nice, man.
Yeah, that's what you're going to see me in.
Nice, man.
Vegas.
I like it, dude. I like it.
The hat travels. The hat
dude, I
travels.
like it, man. If you were at a table and I didn't know you, I would have been
you would
like,
know me.
I'd be like, probably say, nice hat. Where are you from?
I'd say Alabama.
Ed, give me an off-the-cuff, give me another off-the-cuff intro for, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is from the archives, from the Casino Tears archives.
Oh.
Give me one, dude. Give me an intro that I can use.
All right, everybody, look, I'm in Vegas, and I'm with 10 Ton, and editing time is extremely limited right now. So we have gone back deep into the archives of the Casino Tears library, and we have pulled out some of the more fascinating and somewhat hilarious conversations that we've had in the past. Put these together just for you while we are at the tables this week in Las Vegas.
Dad, I like it, man. That was good. You are good off the cuff, dude. That was unrehearsed, no script, no anything, dude. I'm going to use that for the intro.
One take.
One take wonder, dude.
But I mean, we just got to let them know, hey, we're not able to put out a new one this week. Here we go. This is from the archive, stuff you've never heard, stuff we've been saving up.
Yeah, dude.
I can't wait to hear about the volleyball
This
team.
is going to be the beach volleyball thing. And there's not going to be a Patreon version for this week. That's because that episode clocks in, I think, right around 30 minutes.
But it's a funny episode.
I think it's funny. But then again, I don't know. Everyone's humor is different, right? I think it's funny. But then again, I think a lot of things are funny. I think everything's funny.
We do one and you go, oh, that was hilarious. And I'm going like, really? I don't remember anything funny. And then when I start listening to it, I'm laughing out loud driving down the road.
Ed, this message comes from Lazy Dog. We haven't heard from Lazy Dog in a bit, but he's an OG. And Lazy Dog was one of our first Patreon people. All right. I'm gonna play it right now, Ed. Here we go, okay?
10 Ton or Casino Tears, John Evans or the Lazy Dog calling with a idea. Woke up this morning was thinking about craps and how it pertains to other games. I like craps to be pretty much put into the same game as a volleyball. It's on a game. You only score points one way or the other. Everybody rotates around to be the server. Question for you guys, or if you'd like to put it to the group, how is craps played like other games, and how do you become a winning team? Mostly, just want to give you a call, say good morning from California. Hope to be in Vegas soon. What's your guys' idea? What game makes craps?
Lazy Dog, thank you for calling. Appreciate your calling in on the 22907 line.
And listen, and we're getting to this at how many bourbons in right now, Ed? We're at the You're doing
I still got a quarter of a bottle left.
You're doing good.
I can understand the analogy, I guess, if you want to call it that, between volleyball.
I never thought about it as volleyball, Ed.
I mean, you got a shooter, but I mean, I'm a fan of beach volleyball. Have you ever watched beach volleyball?
I have watched beach volleyball. I wish I was taller because then I would love volleyball more so I could spike it.
Can't even reach the top of the net, dude.
Instead of scooping it.
I'm a fan of beach volleyball, and I love watching good athletic women play volleyball on the beach.
volleyball, I would consider more of a women's sport. I feel like even when it's indoors, I don't see much men's volleyball, to be honest with you.
But I prefer the beach.
Yep, of course, of course. Your all-star volleyball team would be Linda Evans, Morgan Fairchild, who else? Ursula Andress.
Raquel Welch is going to be in
Raquel
there
Welch
too.
would be on there.
Yeah.
Who's the Italian one? Sophia something.
Sophia Loren. She was the most
Sophia
beautiful
Loren.
woman.
She would be
was
back there.
Sophia was considered one of the most beautiful women in the world, and I
Yeah.
agree.
Who would be spiking? Who would be the tallest woman that you would have up there?
Marilyn Monroe's got to be in there.
Marilyn Monroe would be on
She's
there.
got to be on the team.
Man. Wow. You got it. Your team's loaded. And this is beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Ed,
This is
I like your team, man. It's solid. How many players are on volleyball? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
I don't know, but we can make up our own rules.
You got it. It's no pun intended, man. Your lineup is stacked.
It is.
Who do you have on the bench too, man?
Oh man, you got to have you already got Sophia Loren out there. You got
Yep. I guess you could put Cheryl Teagues on the bench.
Cheryl Teagues would not be on the bench.
Oh, she'd be in there serving.
Oh, you gotta have that flowing blonde hair out there.
What about Adrienne Barbeau, dude?
Adrienne might be on the bench, but she'd be the first on the front line, even though she's short. She was short, but she could block you.
She was in those Burt Reynolds movies, right? Adrienne Barbeau. I think the Smokey and the Bandit movies.
No, she wasn't in Smokey. She was in those. They were what were they called? I can't remember. It was about racing across America.
Oh, okay.
Adrienne Barbeau would definitely be on
the team.
She would be first up off.
Who's coaching it though, dude? Ed,
me.
Who's
I'm coaching. I'm coaching.
Oh my
I'm
God.
coaching the volleyball team.
Yeah. Okay.
I
good.
am coaching the volleyball team, dude.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. So Adrienne would fit in there.
Okay, I like it.
Pamela Summers would probably be.
Who the hell's that? You mean Suzanne Summers?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Suzanne Summers. Suzanne Summers would actually have to be on.
She's on the bench, dude. I think Suzanne's on the bench.
I don't care if she's on the bench.
She's on the team.
She's on the team. She's in her bikini.
On the team. All right, I like it, man. I like it. That's a solid team, man. I like your team, Ed. So what did he say about craps?
He wants to know what other games would be like if you're going to relate to craps, right?
Oh, well, first of all, in the book that I'm writing, Ed, you know, the 3-parter, the trilogy.
The trilogy of Lord of the Craps.
First of all, I think craps, if you want to talk about 2 games in particular that I think are a perfect analogy for craps. One is chess, which obviously not a team sport, but it is very much like chess, beginning, middle, end game.
Can Farrah Fawcett play chess?
Oh my God, dude. Farrah Fawcett is for sure on the team.
Okay.
How did you not mention Farrah Fawcett?
I just did.
Did you mention Bo Derek?
Not yet.
She's on the team too. She would have to be on that 70's beach volleyball team coached by Ed Robinson.
That's me, baby. Come on.
Oh my God. Sponsored by Casino Tears, right?
Yes. They're all wearing they got a C and a T on each hit.
Oh my dude. Oh my God. All right. So I think craps is most like chess.
That would be a great marketing.
Yeah,
thing.
we'll get a beach volleyball team, dude. We'll work on that. But as far as a game goes, Ed, when I'm playing craps, I think it rivals football from beginning of a game to end of the game. That's what I think craps is. And you can read it in my book as to why.
You should watch more Nick Saban so you can finish your book.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Saban, man. I like that we mentioned him randomly.
I don't know that craps and football really relate.
Yeah, they do. And it's a perfect analogy. It's how I explain this game. First of all, everyone goes in there like a coach. You have to have a game plan. You have a game plan when you go to the craps table. I do. Perfect analogy. You're Nick Saban. When you go to the craps table, you are like Nick Saban. You have a game plan on how to go into Biloxi in 2 weeks. You have a game plan. Who's your favorite quarterback, dude? Who is a Nick Saban quarterback that you like?
Jalen was good, but so was Tua. Tua Tagovailoa was excellent.
All right, let's go with Jalen, though, because Jalen's pretty legit. When Jalen had command of Nick Saban's offense, right? So Saban would put him out there, and ideally, it's like at the craps table. Nick Saban isn't, you go in there with a game plan, but you have to be making adjustments on every toss as far as your betting and your strategy goes. And the play is constantly. And I think you have to be a coach at the table as well. You need to know the game inside and out. I use the analogy of Belichick and Brady. Brady has such a command of the offense, everything, and the table is giving you feedback, and you have to adjust. So whatever game plan you went in there, like Belichick or Saban, it's changing the minute the game starts. The minute some random roller shoots and whatever you've got bet and however this roll goes, you are making adjustments. And that's, I think people make the mistake going back to systems. I'm just going to play this over and over and over again. And this is my quote unquote system or how to play it. That to me is akin to running a I formation run play every down. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do the same thing. You can't play craps that way. You're going to play craps. We're going to run it here. We're going to throw a slant here. We're going to do a hook here. And then we're going to do a toss here. That's how you play craps, constantly changing the flow of this game. It's not just like, hey, I'm going to play this 2-point molly and this way I'm going to do it. Or whatever, 3-point molly or fucking this regression.
Well, a lot of people only know one way to play, and they usually are at the bottom of the league.
But that's where we're going back to even what Dr. No said. Like, I will rip on systems all day long because of that.
All day.
That's the same thing as playing a football game and running the same play over and over and over again. You're never going to win the game. You agree?
Very, 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 very hard to win when you are running the Notre Dame box.
Whatever that is. What is that? Dude, bringing in Lou Holtz. What do you mean?
No, this is way before Lou Holtz.
Who the hell's the coach of Notre Dame back then? The only coach that I know.
Was it Rockney?
Newt Rockney? Jesus, dude, this show goes deep in the past. Newt Rockney, he was at Notre Dame.
I mean, we've already gone. This is way longer, way further back than Dr. No.
Oh my God, dude, Newt Rockney. I don't know. I thought, was it playing football when it was only in black and white and they were wearing like leather caps?
Yeah. And that
you were alive then?
No, but I know what the Notre Dame box is.
Well, I don't know what the Notre Dame box is. What is that?
They had a quarterback and 3 backs, and they all lined up like in a box formation. They were all in the corners of the box.
Oh, wow. Okay. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. And so you didn't know who's going to get the ball, who's going to throw it to, and what they were going to do with it. It was generally a running play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, eventually, it's just like the wishbone. The wishbone was a great offense for a long time, but defenses adapted. And
exactly.
So they had to change out of the wishbone.
Yeah. So you can't always run the same play, and you can't do the same thing in craps. It's a perfect analogy. Football is a great analogy. Also, if you look at the quarters of a football game, right when you start the craps game, score is 0-0. As you get in, you know what? You might be down or losing the game in the second quarter, which is also like, okay, I'm down in my rack. That's going to dictate how you're going to play and call the game. And then depending on how you are in your rack or what the score is, come the fourth quarter, you might be chilling and running out the clock and leaving with profit, or you might be going, guess what? Hail Mary.
I like chilling and running out the clock.
That would be ideal.
I like that analogy.
That means you played the game great and you had a good game plan. You had Saban coached you a good game, and Brady led you, was an efficient game manager, and you're going to the fucking locker room with money in your hand. But hopefully you're not chasing and you have to throw a Hail Mary to like break even. I'm telling you, football is a great analogy for a crap session.
It is a great analogy.
Fucking read the book, Ed. When I get done, you'll have endorsed it though.
Am I going to have to read it before I endorse
it? Well, I'll put a chapter in there about Ed's all-star volleyball team.
We need that.
Oh my God, man. I kind of like it.
I can put together a volleyball team. We don't care whether we win or lose, man. We're just jumping up and down and jiggling.
Oh my God.
I miss the 70's. I so freaking miss it.
What? Yeah.
That was what women didn't wear bras back then.
Oh, that's true.
They all burned them. They burned their bras, and they wore tight knit sweaters and shorts. And it was a great time to be alive.
Yeah,
as a
different
young
time, man. Different time. Different
Yeah,
times,
I loved
man.
it. I
Yeah,
loved,
you were
I lo-
and
women's livers. I loved them.
you were smoking grass then too, weren't you?
Grass right out of the yard. Right out of the yard.
Yep. Yeah, it's good, Ed.
Maui.
Maui Wowie, right?
Yeah, Maui Wowie.
That's so funny, Ed.
I'm
Well,
not going there. I'm not going any deeper on that subject.
no, dude. I think we already went. So again, we didn't cover anything that I really wanted to cover.
Do we ever?
We'll get to it. We will get to it. What do you think, Ed? I think it's good. It's like, how long have we been talking? 3 hours again?
3 freaking hours again when you
Yep.
only wanted to do an hour and a half?
Maybe I'll go bring these markers back tonight.
If I know you, you're going to go take those markers to the table and buy in and see if you can take a little profit home.
Maybe a little. Maybe a little.
Be careful.
You know what? I don't play if I'm tired. It's one thing I don't do. Never play if I'm tired.
You're going to rest up before I come out there? Because, we're going to have classes.
Dude, when are you coming out here? I'll rest forever. It seems like you're never coming out here.
I'm not going to tell you yet.
Oh, you're going to surprise me?
No, I won't.
I'll get you
surprise
the hotel room. Let's get this thing going, man. Let's get it going.
I will surprise. I won't surprise you. I'll give you a little heads up.
Yeah, well, we'll set it up. Oh man, I didn't tell you about did I tell you about my host? I have the best host at Caesars, man. And his name is Rudy. Speaking of Notre Dame, but he's not.
Rudy, is he a running back?
No, dude, he's from Louisiana though. And he is,
he's a Cajun.
He's awesome, man. Cause he gave me, I was out there with Hype Man. I just wanted to like say hello to him. And instead didn't ask him for anything. All of a sudden he's like, were you eating at Nobu? I'm like, yeah, we're just going to sit at the bar. Comes back with a fucking big, huge dinner comp.
I saw that. You sent me a picture.
Now that is awesome. That's like a host. That's
a great host
nice.
In Biloxi. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming out there. I don't know when yet.
You got things to do.
I got 3 different months in mind. August, September, October.
Okay.
Which one do you like?
I'm going to be here all those months. Whatever one, bring someone else too.
You're going to have to work. What am I going to do while you're working?
I don't know. Have Gargoyle here. You'll figure out. You'll be scouting.
I could bring Gargoyle in.
You'll be scouting tables.
We could do that. We could do a surprise visit to the Craps for the Cure.
Oh, fuck. You know what? Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I might as well. And this is the stuff. A lot of this stuff will go on. If you're listening on Patreon, like we're going to talk about a lot of just different stuff. And you should be subscribed to Patreon because there's a lot of extra stuff that's going on there. But Ed, forgot to tell you, speaking of Craps for the Cure, I want to give a shout out to John from Pro Crafts because he's been so nice mentioning the show. I appreciate it. And we had a great dinner. He was out here doing his thing. He was nice enough to come my way over to Aria.
Yeah.
We went to this tapas place and we had dinner. Ed, you know what we had?
Did you say topless?
No, not topless.
No, I'm
tapas.
sorry.
Tapas.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Jose,
I thought
it was
you
like,
said topless.
no, not topless. Although there would be plenty of places.
I'm thinking
here.
volleyball.
Yeah, there would be plenty of places here to do that. But we had lamb chops, we had filet with shrimp. Dude, we had a nice dinner. It was so tasty. And then we just, we talked for a long time, couple hours, got to know the guy. It was great, man. And I really appreciate him mentioning the show to his followers because he has a pretty loyal fan base. And that was nice. And we just talked about
that's where Dr. No came from.
I don't know. It might have been. It might have been.
Probably.
Listen, even with all that, like as opinionated as we may be,
we are. Well, you're not opinionated at all compared to me.
I would say I'm very opinionated because I'm always respectfully disagreeing with you. I have how I see the game. You have how you see the game, and there's an overlapping for sure. Like if it was 2 circles, but I'm always curious to hear how everyone plays and what. I think even at my level, I can improve any player's game.
We're all learning all the time.
That's big of you to say. I think you never stop learning.
Well, if you stop learning, you're stupid.
I'm telling you right now, Ed, going back to Dr. No, he could probably teach me a lot about craps on a cruise because I've never played there and I would go in there with a
It's a
disadvantage.
craps table, dude.
I don't know. There's got to be some differences to that whole scene. I'm sure there is. I've never been on one, man, and played, but I know there's some differences, different little rules. It's like how there is in Mississippi.
Well, they
on
got
5 and 9.
lower maximum bets and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get to do your put bet.
Oh yeah, I would be put betting everything on that craps cruise if they
If
allow
they
put
let
bets,
you.
right?
If they'll let you. If they let you.
But I think I could show a lot of people a thing or two here. And that's the other thing. You and I will go out to play with whoever. I love going out and playing with people because I like seeing how other people play. Don't you? I watch two guys that have a craps podcast. I watch them play. I was at a table with them and I'm actually subscribe and I have been a longtime patron to these guys. And I was actually there at a table when they were at Aria. They definitely did not recognize me when I went up to say hello, which was very strange. It's tough to forget me, Ed, I would think.
I would think so. I mean, it's hard to miss a Sicilian bookkeeper.
Yeah, the Sicilian bookkeeper comes up. So I watched them play the game and I was fascinated by how they played the game.
Let me guess. They bet across and just slung the dice down.
I think they didn't bet completely across. They were more even number bettors but they definitely were just like dice chuckers.
They think you and I are superstitious.
They would probably laugh at how we think about the game.
I'm drink out of the bottle now.
Do it.
The glass.
Do it. They have their own ways of playing, and I think for people that don't, I think they have a closed mind, or one of the guy does very closed mind when it comes to, let's say, thinking that there is such a thing as dice influence. Which I get it. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
It doesn't bother me that they don't believe in it either.
No, and that's the thing. It doesn't bother me what anyone believes.
I'll be happy to bet the don'ts on them every time.
I would bet don'ts on certain players for sure, based on how they throw the dice. That influences how I'm even going to bet. Again, that's reading the table. I think if you're only seeing the game at a very simple 2D level, you're not playing this game, then again, that is my opinion. I think there's a lot of people that just play it like that. Let's go throw the dice. That's it. Don't believe in anything else. Cool. Throw the dice. Cool. Win, lose. And then let me get another marker. Oh man, I was going to tell you something else and I forgot. Damn, it was right on what was I going to tell you? Man, I was just like thinking and then I wanted to tell you something, Ed. Nah, it's
good
gone.
Show tonight. It's a good show tonight.
Is it a good show? It's all over the place, man. Again.
Oh, that's what we always do. It's the show about craps. It's not about craps, but hey, it ends up being about craps.
Yeah, we'll never run out of stuff to talk about with craps.
How could we?
I don't know, man. It's fuck, dude. I was just I had something I wanted to talk to you about. What was it? But anyway, Dad, just come out here, man. Pick a month while my host will hook it up. You should meet this host. I can't wait to introduce my host to a lot of people because this guy's
Let me get my bankroll.
fucking awesome.
Let me get the bankroll.
Yeah, get that bankroll and then we'll go. And I love the tables. Oh, Ed, here's a little story. So I went back. I was down. I went back to Planet Hollywood that night because it was a hot table.
Because you won there.
I won.
And you left there.
And then went and lost and put myself in a hole.
You went to an MGM property.
Bouncy table, two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did everything wrong. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't make mistakes. I think part of becoming a craps player is like, you're going to make mistakes, acknowledge the mistakes. I mean, I even called Bo when I talked to him and I said, I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. And he's like, dude, any real craps player has been there, has made these mistakes.
Oh, yeah. We make these stupid ass mistakes because somebody wants to go play somewhere and intuitively that you should not go there, but you go anyway.
1000% right. And I think the struggle in developing as a player is eventually you will end up just completely trusting your intuition and shutting that down without a second thought.
Yeah, you should always trust your intuition. I should not go there. I have no advantage there. There's no reason for me to play there. I want to go somewhere else.
And Ed, so I went back to where I felt I had an advantage. By the way, when I went to shoot from I was stick left 2, and the guy next to me, he was like Asian dude, and I was like, dude, nice toss. He had a little backswing, and he had learned online. He had learned actually from, Golden Touch. That's where he watched. I'm like, oh, you've got a nice style. And he was throwing a lot of box numbers. He said, oh man, you're a shooter. I had a nice toss there. Basically, within 3 shooters, I made $3,000.
Perfect.
And got my money back. And I was very happy with it. And the dice were giving me what I thought. And here's a little intuition lesson for you.
I need a lesson.
Yeah, listen, here's a lesson. So when I was trust your intuition, I've been a roll too late on trusting my gut on like either when I should do something. I've got the dice in my hand. What goes through my head is I should take these bets down or I should change my dice set. And then I'm like, I'll do it after the toss. And then something bad usually happens. So what happened this time, because I had just met with Bo and he was like, Penton, next time you get that feeling, do it immediately. Do it immediately. And then this time, these earlier in the night, there were a lot of these hop bettors and they were from Houston, right? Because I was talking to them at that table. They came back to that table during my roll. This is hours later. The problem is that they really slowed
the HBFH.
What? Hop bettors from Houston.
That's it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's a good thing. You're a hot better from Houston, dude. That is a good term. So anyway, they were hot bettors from Houston, dude. And I've never seen anyone play so many hot bets. Jesus, but it slowed down the game. Anyway, I'm shooting. They don't know any better. I don't have a blocker there. They put their chips down. It's still bothering me, this one girl's chips. And then I realized I could not unsee those chips. And I was probably in a double digit toss for sure. I had a lot of money out. I had like 500, 600, 300, 250 out on the inside. I mean, I had my numbers up there. So instead of going, I was in mid toss and I was like stopped. Then I'm like, turn my bets down or take them all down I took them all down to 50, right? 60 to the 6, which is going from that high down to low.
Yeah.
It was good. I was so happy that I was like, you know what? That thing's bothering me so much in my head. And then I just stopped, had him do that. And then guess what? Fucking 7. Next toss, 7.
You talked yourself right into it.
Yeah, which was usually I'm like, let me wait. I have that thought. And then I'm like, I'll do it after this. Now it's doing it immediately.
I'm glad that you know what the most powerful piece of the craps table is?
The turning them off, the off button.
The off button. The off button is the most powerful piece on the craps table, and hardly anybody uses it.
Well, that's when I tell you how I'm like deceptively conservative because I regress. And that's how I won that earlier, that $2,000. I wouldn't leave it out there that long, but I was taking money off the table, man, and bringing bets down. I can get them up there higher, but I take them down low. Hot bet from Houston, dude. I like that. Hot bettors from Houston. It's like a crew. Seriously.
Yeah, the HBFH.
God damn. Yeah. I don't do a lot of hot betting. Sometimes I do. I want a hot bet though. You know what? On the ATS, and one guy hit the ATS, I was hopping the 5. Ed, I was hopping. This is another slot machine payout. They needed the small. The 5 was the number. I hopped the 5. I also had the 5 place bet. So I could win 3 ways: bonus, place bet, and hop, and I won it. Slot machine payout. I love it.
I don't have a problem with that.
And I 2-way hopped the 5. So then they get a little love for those guys and greasing the wheels, dude.
You had the dealers on the hop.
Of course. And then it hit again because they left it up there. They came in and then it hit the next roll again.
The dealers will always leave it up.
And then it hit again, which was great, dude. And it was just money coming my way. It was like, oh, cool.
Here's another thing to play with. Since you're going to be a hot better, are you going to turn into a hot better?
Well, I don't know, but we can experiment when we get that table up in this bitch.
Well, I mean, you can play 110 inside or whatever level, right? 110 inside. Just call it that. 110
okay, call
inside.
it 110 inside. Okay.
Hop the inside numbers the easy way.
We're going to have a whole class on hop betting, dude.
But you could hop the inside numbers, right, for $5 each.
Mm-hmm.
at 110 inside. You hit an inside number that pays 35.
Mm-hmm.
Let me back it up. The first hit, you hit an inside number for $35. Take $5 out of your rack and put $40 out there on the hops for inside numbers. If you hit it the second time inside, you get 35 on whatever you placed, right? Plus you get $80 and down. $80 and down plus 35. Then your whole bet is paid for. Plus profit.
We're going to have a hop betting class because that's something that is not part of my game. It's only part of my game when I have trigger warnings for a hop bet. For example, if I'm way up, if I've got hard ways up, and I mean up where I don't want to risk, like if $50 or more on a hard way, and I don't want to risk that on the come out, I'm hopping. That's the only time I traditionally use hop bets, or just in that other example. But Ed, I want to incorporate that. That's something that I would like to discuss and learn from.
You know what I want to do?
Go to sleep?
Oh, after this.
What?
I want to throw dice on the 31st floor.
Yeah, dude. Let's throw it, dude. Let's throw dice right now. Looking out, dude. Be sweet.
On your new table.
Yep. That'd be sweet.
With catered food.
Catered food.
From the Aria.
Yep.
And 6 other folks with us.
Yeah. It'd be sweet. We could talk about hop betting and put bets.
We could work on strategies. We could work on tosses. We could fine tune some things.
I'd like to work on tosses for sure, man. Since I've been working on one dice set and tracking how many times I've been on axis on every 36 rolls.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
Yeah. We should dive deep into that in the next one, dude. It's fascinating. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and will tell all of your fellow craps playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-NO7. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.